Be delusional about yourself. Be like, I can do freaking anything, and you'd be surprised at how it works out for you.
Oh my gosh, I'll give you guys a little
divine delusion.
Discover divine delusion coming this spring.
Coming soon. Hello and welcome to another episode of Goddess Hangs.
Episode 44.
Woo! I'm Sadie.
And I'm Juliet.
Obviously. And we started this podcast to make the world of mindset, manifestation, and magic more relatable and fun. Woohoo! And if you are watching YouTube, you can see that this is a very special episode. We are dressed as fairies because it's Halloween and we wanted to.
Yes, I got the text this morning. Which costume, which vibe? And I said, fairies.
So fairies it is. We haven't had an episode with just
I know this is going to be
in my face
situation.
We haven't had an episode with just us two in a while.
I know, and I was thinking that it's so perfect we're doing it today because we've had so many new listeners, so many new wonderful goddesses joining us. Welcome, welcome. We're very happy you're here, and we've had some amazing guests, and maybe the new friends haven't had a chance to just have like a personal hangout with us. So, and
I miss our we talk every day, so every time we do the what's new with you thing, it's stuff we've mostly heard from each other, but I feel like everyone listening probably misses it.
I know.
So Juliet, what's new with you?
So the first thing I can think of, just because it's in my hand, is Sadie. Oh, Sadie, I forgot.
I should have brought mine in. I have a matching purple
Anyways, if you head to Ross right now, in the children's section, there's these unicorn purses. And I got a pink and gold one, and Sadie's is purple and rainbow. And $7.99. I have been taking it everywhere. It's impractical. It fits one thing of lip gloss.
Yes, but our adult hands do not fit in the purse, but worth it.
Right, you could maybe sneak your ID in here. I want to take this to the club someday. I feel like it would be such a cute little conversation starter.
I can only fit my ID and my credit card and some cash, but who needs more than that?
Exactly. So that's one thing. I think I've been on a mission to just, if I want it and it intrigues me and it feels like it's in alignment with how I want to be and how I want to show up, I don't think twice. I just go for it. And we did that. We visited Sparkle Fairy.
Yes.
Did we talk about that on the show?
I don't think we've had an episode since then, just us two.
Okay, well, Sadie and I, and we're both wearing the shoes.
Yes.
At the moment. I don't know if I can lift mine and you can there you go. There's the side
Maybe
view.
we can put a zoom in shot of your shoes.
Of our cute shoes. We had a really fun visit to Sparkle Fairy Couture,
which definitely inspired the idea to get fairy wings.
Oh yeah, big time. We went to Sparkle Fairy Couture because we met the designer Gabby at one of the magic expos in Las Vegas. And we went to her store in Santa Monica, and oh my gosh, goddesses, let me tell you, you have to go.
Goddess Hang Heaven. I feel like we should put up some pictures from our trip there of the store and stuff. It was so magical. If you all follow us on Instagram, our branding is very pink, purple, blue, sparkly. This store was a physical representation of Goddess Hangs. It was insane.
Yeah. We got a little excited in there, and
it was also so fun because the fitting rooms were these curtain ones, and then we could open the curtain in between our two fitting rooms. I felt like it was a movie montage when you go and you try stuff on, and they were it was just such an elevated shopping experience. I've worked at stores that catered to the customers like that because it was a higher price point store, but then to finally be the shopper and it was a party. There's not always champagne there, but they were here's a glass of champagne, and at the second we grabbed something, they were let us take that to the fitting room for you, and had it all laid out and kept checking on us and what can I get you.
Oh, it was so fun.
It was amazing.
Yeah, so definitely we recommend Sparkle Fairy.
Sparkle Fairy.
And we're excited to do something with Sparkle Fairy in the future. We're not sure what yet, but we know there's more magic to come. So that was new and exciting. Gosh, what else? Well, by the time this comes out, we will have already done the live announcement.
Oh, yeah, so we can talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Ooh. I feel like we're spilling the secret before we can.
I know, because we're about to in a few hours. We're spilling the tea. So if you weren't able to join our Instagram live from last week, we announced something very exciting. We love like talking to you all. We love the DMs we receive and the conversations we have started to see happen in the Goddess Hangs Facebook group. And we just wanted a way to be able to like bring that best friend energy, like bring you more closely into it, because that's what we're all about. You know, like we tag ourselves as your like new psychic witch BFFs. We're obviously best friends, and we're like, how do we bring everyone that is so amazing and listens even closer? So we dreamed up some very fun offerings on our brand new Patreon. Woohoo!
The much requested Patreon.
Yes. So our first tier, which like
the BFF tier,
is going to be insanity and is such a steal, I feel like, because we're going to, it's going to be so, sorry, my phone is dinging.
Oh no, that might have been my phone.
Nope, it was mine.
Oh.
Oh, it was both of ours because it was a group thing. I feel like it's going to be so expansive to just be in each other's energy. So the first tier, the BFF, how much did we put at it a month?
$5.
$5 a month.
It's a Starbucks drink.
$5. Yeah. We are all going to be in a group chat on the app Telegram together. So like Juliet and I will be sending texts all week long about, you know, what we're thinking about, what we're dreaming about, what kind of stuff we're going through when it comes to the mindset and magic that we are, you know, maybe struggling with day to day, or really like having these like light bulb moments. In the moment, you get to chat with us about it. We're so excited. And then the other thing about the BFF tier is we're going to make a close friends Instagram list. So, you know, on the Instagram stories, you can make a close friends that they see certain stuff. So we're going to create a little close friends on our Goddess Hangs Instagram. So you all will be the first to know about the like upcoming guests, the secret projects we're working on, and just like a little bit more day-to-day stuff that we want to share. So the BFF tier is all about like literally let's make it happen. Like, let's commit to this best friendship that we have here. Let's for real be best friends with everyone.
It's just going to be so fun to, like, I'm just imagining if a podcaster I really liked offered this and I could get messages from them in real time with me in mind.
Right. And message back.
Yeah.
And like know that they're reading it and excited to hear from me, because we're excited to hear from you.
Yeah. So that's tier number 1, which is going to be like next level friendships, and you guys will get to know each other more closely, and you can make actual real life friends. So that's very exciting.
Not only best friends with us, all of us.
It's going to be a big goddess party.
Yes.
And then our second tier is called dun dun dun, dun the coven.
I forgot. I was like, was it the goddess coven or just the coven? It's the coven. And what's the second tier, Juliet?
Well, the second tier, the coven tier, is really delicious. You are invited to a private once a month coven meeting with us. Invite only. And every month's going to be a little bit different, and it's all going to be a live Zoom call. You'll be notified. It's always going to be the last Wednesday of every month around 6 or 7 p.m. If we have to change it, you will be given plenty of notice. If you can't make it, you will get access to a replay. But basically, every month will be an opportunity to hop on a Zoom call with us, to get some FaceTime with us
and other goddess witch babes. Yep.
And it might look something like a group reading. It might look something like a sound bath or a spell or
working a spell together,
making vision boards. Every month's going to be a little different, and you'll always have something new and exciting to look forward to. And it's just going to be just like an elevated level of friendship. Plus you get into the BFF tier, so like we're texting all the time. You're checking in with us and vice versa on Instagram all the time, and then you get to do this very fun elevated Zoom call with us once a month, and that one I believe is $22 a month. Because when you sign up for a live event, it's usually around that price.
I charge $33 for my live events.
So then this is a deal.
An insane deal. Yeah.
This is the deal. And then we have 4 spots called the VIP Goddess, because any minute now, if we haven't already, we're going to be launching a really exclusive offering where you get to be on a Zoom call, a private reading and coaching session with both of us together, which we do not offer at all. And in fact, none of the readings that I do individually, and I don't even know if you do this, I don't get on Zoom with anybody.
I have the option. Okay. But yeah, this is going to be an insane value for the two of us.
So we haven't, it'll probably be a little higher just so we have time to do it and stuff. But the VIP Goddess, that's a $200 tier, and there's only 4 spots, so we can dedicate like a day of the week, to you. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting, and I just keep thinking about like the friends we're gonna make.
Right. Like I love like when we go on Instagram Live and get to like talk to everyone kind of in real time, but I'm like, I want to see your faces, and I want to be in a chat. And like when I do my higher price courses, we do the group chat, and like that's my favorite part about it, and that's why I suggested that we do this as part of our Patreon, because you're just in a group chat with people that are where you are at. Like sometimes when we start heading down our spiritual journey, we start tapping into our magic, it can be a little lonely because you're like IRL friends and family aren't really there yet, or maybe will never be there. And you're like, well, I'm kind of like elevating into this new space and this new way of being, but I don't have that when I look around. And so like that's what we've that's always been our goal, is to create that community here, and we have done that, and we're so like blown away by how amazing like all the people we've attracted into this podcast in our community. Exciting. So now I'm just excited to like, we already know a lot about a lot of you, but I'm just excited to know more and like get to share more of us as well in a way that feels really good, and there's like a really good energetic exchange, and I just think it's going to be so expansive and so powerful for everyone that decides to take part, as well as us. Like I think it's really going to help us grow too, so I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So the wisest thing to do is to sign up if you're interested before the last week of the month, because it is the way that it's set up is you pay for the month, the first month, whatever day you join. So if you are like, I joined on the 30th and I paid $5 and now I'm being charged again on the 1st, that's just the way it works. So either
that's how Patreon works. We can't change it.
So I'm saying this so that you aren't confused. So either join now and you'll get in time for the last week of the month's coven meeting, or join the 1st if that's like an issue, or if you join any day, you have access to everything that's already happened, the chats all the way back. There's no wrong or bad time to join, but if you're thinking when's the perfect time to join, I would just say the first 3 weeks of the month.
If you're joining the coven tier, for sure, so you can get in on the live hangout. I'm so excited.
I'm really excited.
So I think this month we'll have to throw like a Halloween party.
Oh, there's definitely going to be, if you're like, what's the coven going to be this month? It's going to be a Halloween party. We will do another costume situation. And I think we should definitely do some kind of spell.
Yeah, we'll do a Halloween party / work some magic, witchy night.
Yeah.
It'll be so fun. So we'll have the Patreon link in the show notes. So make sure you sign up like right freaking now.
Yeah, now's the perfect time.
We're so excited to get to know you all more.
Yeah. Oh, yay, new friends. New friends. New people who think it's cool that we're in our 30s and look like this.
More people that are 30 going on 13.
Uh-huh. I made a little reel today. My wings are tilting. I made a little reel today that was like, they always told me, dress for the job you want.
Yes.
And I was wearing this outfit and it was, I understood the assignment.
You absolutely did.
So fun. Well, so did you.
Oh, yeah.
So did you. The assignment was well understood. A+.
Yeah. I like when I like go like this, it looks like I'm flying away with my wings.
Oh, look at that. Mine do it too. Sadie,
I noticed because I was like nodding at what you were saying and my wings were like going. Like,
what if this is just the new thing every episode?
We're like,
mm-hmm. Our wings.
Very good.
As if this isn't like gimmicky enough. Like we had wings. Oh my gosh. Okay, what else is new? Sparkle Fairy. Patreon. My gosh, you're getting ready to launch Activate Your Magic.
I am, which I'm very excited about. I'm building up the wait list now, which I will also put the link in the show notes. So I've done, I have two big courses, my two signature courses. One is called Discover Divine Purpose, which is all about getting clear on who you are and what you want out of life. Because as we talk about all the time on this podcast, I think our purpose in life is to be ourselves at the deepest, truest level. So we unpack a lot of the sort of stuff that gets in the way that makes it blurry of like who am I really, what do I want really, and how to release that and really embrace what we want. And then my other big course is called Money Mindset Magic, and it's what it sounds like. It's money mindset and money magic, and it's a really powerful course. I've seen insane results with everyone that's taken it. It's so cool, and I just felt like these two courses were meant to be together, because once you get clear on what you want out of life and you start really embracing like your true self, you'll notice that it starts to get easier to manifest money, because money kind of supports us, money does support us in being able to step more fully into ourselves. Yeah. So I was like, oh man, we're just gonna combine the two. Like, let's do this. Let's call it Activate Your Magic, because it's everything you need to start living the rich witch, abundant goddess life of your dreams. And it's going to be a 12-week total course, but it's going to have some break weeks in there to sort of give space for like catching up and having a rest. But it's going to be my like biggest course ever.
12 weeks?
Yes.
Wow, book it up.
9 weeks of content with some breaks in there.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty insane. I'm super excited, and I'm just so... I start buzzing when I think about like it. I spent so much time like putting so much of my like love and care into creating the course, and then getting able to like relaunch it and just know that like the next round of people coming in, when they commit to it, they're about to just like turn everything around and like completely like change their own freaking lives. It's not me changing your life, it's you taking what I kind of offer you and changing your own life. And I'm just so freaking excited. And the holidays are coming up, which I know are busy, but I just really feel deeply that like now is the time to commit to it, because we're going to be entering 2022 before we know it. And I just feel like I want these goddesses, these witches, to feel like thrilled to be entering the new year. Like, oh my gosh, I've been putting in the work. I know who the fuck I am. And I'm so ready to take on 2022. So it's going to run into January, but we're going to get it started this year. And I'm just so excited. So I'll have the waitlist link below as well. And make sure you hop on that, because the waitlist only gets the early bird price. And it's going to be an insane deal for everything you get. This is like my most intensive coaching offering, my most potent group offering. So I'm very excited.
I'm so excited for you. Activate your magic. That has a nice little ring to it. I love it. I love it. And then so Sadie and I do this fun thing where we inspire each other.
Yes.
Constantly. And Sadie had said to me, we had an episode we were talking about channeling divine confidence.
Yes.
And so at 2 a.m, which is when I do work, I started putting together that idea so that we'll organize all these things so that they're not all happening at the same time. So
yeah.
So activate your magic will come first. And then if you want to do a little dive into some confidence, maybe around the new year or something,
yes.
I'll share more about that later if I still want to do it. But this one, Sadie's is happening.
Mine is definitely happening. Yeah. It's in the process. I'm very excited. Okay. Yeah. And what else is new with me? I've been having a lot of technical issues with Mercury retrograde. I'm really done with it because I had this big influx of reading orders, with the Chatty Broads episode, shout out Broad Squad. And I'm so excited and I keep recording them. And then my phone will I'll be almost done recording one because I do videos and send it. And then it'll just disappear and it won't save. And I'm like,
oh no.
Hey, universe, I have a lot of these I'm working through. Thank you. But I need this to work the first time I record it. I'm on a schedule here. So that's been pretty infuriating. So I'm ready. I don't know when it's over. Soon.
I have no idea.
I think it's pretty soon.
I tend to not want to know because I feel like when I know, then I start to notice things.
Yeah. I've had a fine Mercury retrograde except for my phone and computer. My Wi-Fi has been bad and my phone, the camera keeps canceling out. But other than that, no exes coming into my life. No things like that everyone says happens during Mercury retrograde. Everything else has been fine.
Good. Yeah, same here.
How has your Mercury retrograde been? Comment something interesting that's happened. Oh, except I keep breaking my freaking wine glasses too. I feel like that's a Mercury retrograde
thing.
Yes,
things do keep breaking.
So I don't know what's up with that, but
I texted Sadie today and I said, what should we dive into today that would be very fun, very juicy, very exciting to talk about?
Yes.
And we realized, so I picked a date a while back and I was like, did you realize all the things that have happened since July? Not even July.
I think.
Oh, no, it was July. July 11th.
Well, why did we pick July 11th? Is that when we did the flea market? Okay.
So July 11th to October 11th, that's 3 months.
So our quarter.
A quarter. Okay, welcome to our quarterly review meeting.
Quarterly review.
Sadie, you've done wonderfully.
Thank you. You've done a really good job.
You really bring a lot to this company.
I would rate you from the poor to average to excellent scale. Excellent.
I would give you excellent. You're getting a raise.
Oh my God, so are you. That's so funny.
So can we just dive into, okay, I'm going to let you set this up better.
Okay. So, what I wanted to talk about was I wanted to start this conversation by talking about witchcraft because we've got so many new listeners and I know so many of you are so interested in the witchy shit. And so, witchcraft is all fine and cool, but you kind of go, does it really work? Is this really magic? Yes, it is. and I wanted to tie this together with everything we've done in the past three or so months because it's been so tied up in our witchcraft. And my whole thing is the mindset and magic and bringing those together because witchcraft is really an extension of the stuff happening in here, the energetic shifts, the mindset shifts. Witchcraft gives us a physical extension of that, and I think it's a magnifier of the energy we're trying to shift within our bodies. So to me, I'm very visual, so I think it works exceptionally well. And you're a visual person too. Yeah. So it's almost like, okay, how do I want to explain this? to me, it's so simple. I'm like, literally think of your magic wand. It's an extension. I know I don't have a magic wand, but like when I do a spell and I set up a spell, and for example, we did an opportunity spell that sort of led into all of these things happening, and we've repeated that spell again, and we've done releasing spells to like get rid of blockages. So it's all fine and good to tell your mind, hey, I want to let go of this limiting belief, or hey, this is the affirmation that is my new belief. And we can repeat that, and that totally works. Affirmations work. Meditating to release, whatever your tools that maybe you've used up until this point or that you are interested in using, all of these things absolutely work. But what I love about a spell is that, or any witchcraft, it's the craft part of it. It's the taking the physical objects, and how we talk about all the time how everything in this world has a vibration, and we're trying to match our frequency, our personal vibration to those high vibrational things, which would be abundance, wealth, love, joy, connection, inspiration, passion, making a difference, a positive influence. So when we work a spell, we're pulling like sort of ordinary objects that we have learned, and it's like witchcraft is so sciencey. Like, it's so cool. Like, I was explaining this to someone recently because they were kind of like, oh, I'm too much of a science brain to be able to get into witchcraft. And I was like, buckle up, because I'm a science witch, baby. Like cinnamon, if you look at the vibration that cinnamon has, it matches very closely to the vibration that we consider an abundance frequency, and specifically connected to money. So we can put cinnamon in a spell that we are crafting, whether that's sprinkling it on a candle or putting it in a spell jar, and that puts the intention, it helps us match our frequency to abundance. Like, how cool is that? And we, this all sounds fine and good, but I feel like we've worked spells enough times, and we've so rapidly, insanely quantum leaped into the next level, that I just have no shadow of a doubt that the craft that we've been working, the witchcraft, it works.
Well, and there's something really powerful, like Sadie was saying, about I've done the visualizing, I made a vision board, I'm thinking my new thoughts, like all the things that we go deep into in our episodes and our courses and everything, and anything you've read and learned about. But for me, I'm such an action girl, like I'm such a doer and like a go-getter, that for me, when I sit down with Sadie or like at my own house and do a spell, I feel like I've done the thing to make it happen. There's something in my brain that allows it to surrender and just get in the frequency of it's already mine, because I've taken the steps. Because sometimes it's hard to know how to take the steps.
Right. You're like, I have no idea what the first step should be. Well, what if your first step is sitting down and an intention? That's the most powerful part of the craft, is your own intention. So you don't need every ingredient. You don't need, all the bells and whistles. We're dollar store witches. So you can get everything you need there. Your intention is the most powerful part of the craft. But yeah, it's like, what's the first step in becoming a millionaire? Well, I don't really know, but I'm going to sit down and do a spell and set the intention that money is going to flow to me, and it's going to be obvious and clear on how to make it flow to me in an easier way, in a scalable way, where my work isn't, or my income isn't attached to like hours worked or whatever. Like it's like talking yourself through, affirming yourself. As I'm working my spells, I'm always kind of like telling this story, whispering this story to myself aloud. But yeah, it's like, what's the first step? I don't know. Well, the first step is your spell.
Yeah, it's deciding and sort of putting that decision into this crafting action. It's really quite amazing. It's when you really believe that you can have something, experience something, be something, and you put your energy behind it, and the spell is a ritual that helps you get excited about it. Like, we are blown away by what can happen.
Right.
So that's the real magic is you.
Yeah. And I think the most important parts of your witchcraft practice would be intention, belief in it, and follow through. And I want to then transition into the follow through part, because Juliet and I have not manifested everything that we're about to tell you because we did a spell. It's not a set it and forget it thing. It's a set it and forget it in a sense of like energetically you release and you're like, I know this is done, but you have to follow through. So a part of the spell is getting so confident, and I end every spell saying, and so it is done. And so I'm like, all right, it's done. So I'm just going to start listening to my intuition on what happens next. And you've all heard the story. And if you haven't caught up yet, if you're new here, I just had this strange intuitive download that we needed to get a booth at the Rose Bowl flea market here in LA, which is like one of the biggest flea markets in the country. Everyone goes to it. And I was like, that's how, we're going to market our podcast there. An interesting way to market a podcast. I don't know how many people do that, but we're going to do that.
And so specific. Sadie was so sure that we had to do it. And I'm so sure that I need to do whatever Sadie says. Like, that's sort of the relationship here. I mean, sometimes when it comes down to little things, I'll be like, well, this might work better or whatever. Yeah. But when her visions come in that clear, I go, okay. So
and I told Julia, I said, because we sold readings, just mini readings like we do on Instagram Live, basically. And we sold them for a low price. And I told her before we went, I said, this isn't going to be about making money. We might break even or make a small profit. We're not going to make money. We're going because we're going to meet somebody there.
Yep, that's what she said.
I said that.
So in the interim, I'm on the website, I'm calling, I'm buying us a booth, I'm ordering us a tent, I'm borrowing tables and chairs, printing up a banner, doing all the inspired action, the follow through, because it does take effort. And then we get there, and you are randomly placed in a spot, and the woman to our right is this amazing person and jewelry designer and just fabulous girl named Samara. And we're being just really sweet with her the whole day. I'm like getting to know her. I'm offering her and her mom like water and snacks and looking at her jewelry and just like, oh my God, you're so cool. At the end of the day, she comes up to us and is like, hi, so I book the biggest expos in the country and I think my boss would love you guys. And we have a Vegas event coming up and we also have a New York event, and these happen 4 times a year. And I'm
getting chills right now. I'm getting chills at myself.
What? So then, of course, so we did our beautiful flea market. We then almost immediately get booked to go to Vegas.
Yep.
Making more money per hour than we've ever made in our lives.
Right. And to preface this, like, we did a spell to say, how do we grow goddess hangs? How do we make goddess hangs profitable? We did basically a money spell, kind of more of like an opportunity spell, I would say, with like abundance wrapped in it. And then a few days later, I meditated, got the Rose Bowl download. And so this is the follow through. This is what I mean. It's like listening and taking all of these actions.
Because I believe that we're all getting nudges all the time, but so many of us have gotten so used to being like, oh, that's just nothing, and just not doing it. You know, because if you look back at every person with a great amount of success, or even just whatever level of success, and it's all relative, but everybody started with an intuitive nudge. Right. And they either
an idea.
Yeah, followed through with it or didn't. So, and the stories that we tell one another and the legacies that we leave are from the people who followed through. Right. So then we end up in Vegas, and then that's a magical time. And then that led to something else that I can't remember. Oh, Sparkle Fairy. We met Sparkle Fairy in Vegas.
Fairy there.
There was something else though too. But then that also led to us going to New York.
Right.
Which we were told it wasn't going to happen.
It was a no. So we did another spell. And then the day after that spell,
they said, actually, we'd love to
have you. That spell, we didn't have to do shit. It just, there was no follow through on that spell. It just worked.
I was like, well, if you change your mind, let us know.
Yeah. That we just shifted the energy for ourselves.
We were texting the other day and we were making lists after list after list. Oh, I don't know if I want to get into the...
I think we can kind of say what that project is.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start. We did Rose Bowl Flea Market. We then got the wild idea that maybe we could write our own TV show.
Like a reality type show.
So we wrote it and we sent it out and we got a meeting with a huge network. That happened within a week of deciding that we wanted a TV show.
And we had no idea. The pitch deck that
we had no idea what we were doing
for us was like a third grade PowerPoint. The fact that they called a meeting with us, not that we're not worthy of a meeting, but it was we got a meeting without having any clear synopsis of what the show would be.
So we had a huge meeting.
Ooh, bless you. Don't puke on me. Are you gonna puke?
Is Boo's having a moment?
Okay, she's
okay. So let's see. Okay, so Rose Bowl decided we wanted to write a TV or have a TV show. Sent it out a few days later. Got a meeting within a week. We went to Las Vegas. We decided to create our Oracle deck, which if you're on our email list, you've heard. So surprise, surprise, we have an Oracle deck in the works.
That we're getting ready to print.
And we not only said we wanted to do that, but we made the damn thing and we're getting ready to print.
And it's a really sweet collaboration because Sadie did all of the visuals on each card, and then I wrote the little like affirmations on them. So it's like a little piece of both of our hearts.
So the Goddess Hangs Oracle deck is coming very soon.
Oh my God, I wish we had the list in front of us.
I know. I think you voiced
and I can't play it back because I'm like cussing and I'm like, can you effing believe that? And I just don't do that on the podcast.
And you actually forgot the TV show stuff, and there was still so much stuff.
I was like, we've made an Oracle card deck. We've made really cute stickers.
We've reached out and now have connections to LA's biggest party planners.
Yes, reached out to all the party planners.
And we are now on their vendor lists for like celebrity party planners. We booked a big party.
Yeah.
For Halloween coming up with celebs and influencers.
Exciting.
Let's see what else. There was so much stuff.
There was so much. You know what?
We went to New York. We signed up for the National Association of College Activities, which is a huge directory so that we can start doing more live events at college campuses. So if you're in college, you let your campus activities people know that we're interested and we love to connect with them.
Yes, please.
So if you are a college listener, figure out who runs your college, your campus activities, and either send us their information or better yet, request us and say, here's their information, goddesshangs@gmail.com.
And we're on, if they're NACA members, they can find us on NACA.
If they're NACA members, they can find us there. So Goddess Hangs college tour coming soon.
There was so many. We had this long list. Oh, then when we were in New York, we did a reading with somebody who was like, oh my gosh, let me forward your information to like this person, that person, this, like these great brands. It was just everything seems to be happening quote unquote effortlessly, but if you look behind the scenes, there's intentions being set, there's spells being cast, and there's the inspired action being taken. I built us a whole website. Oh yeah,
we have a whole website. I feel like all the things we're forgetting are like huge things.
I drafted us contracts for when we work live events.
Yes, Juliet is our legal fairy as well.
I feel like...
And we've been doing our podcast for less than a year.
I know.
And we have an amazing community and we've been making a lot of money. And I remember, Craig believes in me and believes in us, but when we were starting, he was like, kind of like, don't get too excited. It takes a while to grow and it takes a while to start making money.
And we hadn't even recorded episode 1 yet.
Yeah, and we both said, we were like, no.
We said, it just didn't sit right. It didn't feel right. I was like, no, this is going to go relatively quickly.
Yeah,
I just felt it.
No, it's not going to be that hard for us.
And maybe that was I don't know if that was pure wisdom or just delusion that went well, but I think
you know
he
what?
just
It pays to be delusional about how successful you are. And I'm not kidding. It's like, it's channeling divine confidence.
Yeah.
Part of that is being a little bit delusional.
We've talked about it before.
We're delusional because we think that we are
Sadie and I think we're the most... we're the stunning women,
hottest,
that
most
have
attractive,
ever lived.
And I hope all of you feel that way about yourself someday. I hope you're there now.
And I know that
I know we're not, but I feel that way.
Like we are. and that's confidence, baby.
And that's the beauty of delusion. I'm delusional that I think I'm a micro celebrity.
Yeah. Well, you are a micro celebrity.
Well, not really. I'm delusional that I think I am filthy rich. I am, but I'm not technically.
I know, same.
But I will be.
I'm like, wow, I'm so gorgeous and I'm
rich
so wealthy.
and stunning. I'm a magical unicorn. There's no one like me. That's true, but I'm just saying, like, if you like be delusional about yourself, be like, I can do freaking anything, and you'd be surprised at how it works out for you.
Oh my gosh, I'll give you guys a little
divine delusion.
Discover divine delusion coming this spring.
Soon.
Discover divine DDD triple D.
Go triple D with goddess hangs. Discover divine delusion. That's going to be one of our coven meetings.
Oh my God, that is the funniest thing. So when I was sort of piecing together my confidence course, which I'm talking a lot about it, it might not even happen, but
it's happening.
When I was piecing it together, I was like, it's not about believing you're better than anybody else.
No.
It's not about believing that you have to compare yourself or you're competitive. I just saw myself having this chat with these huge wings.
Know.
And it's not about being in a place where you're like, I love every bit of my body. It is all just exactly what I want, and I don't have any bad personality traits. Like, said no one. Like,
no.
It's about going deeper and beyond that.
Right.
Into this divine delusional place.
Right. It's not like I think I'm the most beautiful girl in the world, so I'm more beautiful than everyone else. That's not the energy behind it. It's just like, in my world, I'm going to move through my day thinking, gosh, I freaking love me so much. I don't feel like that every day, but it's like that's the energy that I'm going to move through growing, this podcast and growing my own business and just moving through life of just like, I'm going to be divinely delusional about how perfect and amazing and flawless I am and my life is. And then when the sticky stuff comes up, I'm going to go, I love myself so much that instead of burying this and not dealing with it, I'm going to face it. And I'm going to look at my triggers and I'm going to look at, okay, like I'm coming up against some funky energy here. Well, if I love myself this fucking much, then I got to figure out how to release this from you, because flawless me doesn't have this as a part of her life, but she doesn't shove it down, because then that means it's still a part of me.
I love myself so much. I bought clothes in bigger sizes because that fit me better. I love myself so much that I take my Lexapro at night. I love myself so much. I mean, it's just like there's so many ways you can...
I love myself so much that I allow myself to cry frequently about how sad I am about bad things in my life.
Because I'm the prettiest girl in the world.
I'm the prettiest girl in the world, so I let myself ugly cry as often as I would like to.
And we also, like, Victor knows this about me, because anytime we pass any woman, I'm like, oh my God, she's so pretty. He's like, you think every woman is gorgeous? I'm like, I really do.
I really do see, like, I go out in the world and just look at people and I'm just fascinated. And I think, like, wow, they have, like, in-depth lives the way I do. And I'm like, I just see magic. I'm like, I see the world in rose-colored glasses so much of the time. And I'm so grateful for that, because again, we all have our days. Like, the world is funky right now. There's a lot of shit going on, and it's hard to face that. But if I can just go out and day to day, like, look around at my community and, like, the people at my beach and go, you know, the big stuff up here in the universe is getting complicated and heavy, but wow, look at everyone around me, like having a nice walk at the beach and running their errands at my local Trader Joe's, and I'm just like, the world is still a beautiful place.
Aww. Very nice. Divine delusion. That's beautiful.
I love it.
That's
and
beautiful.
It's very us, I feel like.
Was there anything else on the list of things we have manifested? Oh my gosh, particular guests.
Oh yeah.
Big on our list was Makosi and
the royal shaman.
and she was here.
We couldn't believe that she agreed
gosh.
to be on our podcast. We were so honored. Oh my god.
Amazing.
Starstruck.
And just all of our great guests. And just back to us thinking everyone's pretty. If you've ever DM'd us, there's a 100% chance we've looked at your page and been like, oh my god, they're so pretty.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I'll like screenshot and be like, look at this nice photo and look how cute they are.
So yeah.
Every time I ask for a photo for a reading too, I'm just like, oh, everyone in this world is so beautiful.
I know. That's so special.
Yes.
So I would say the things that have helped us tremendously this quarter have been doing the intentions, doing the spells, every day feeling more and more brave. I'm not going to say fearless, but more and more brave in showing up, sharing more of ourselves, sharing more of our friendship.
Yeah.
And just taking that aligned, inspired action. It has been so unbelievable. It has been so unbelievable.
No, I can't believe we did all of that stuff in 3 months. I'm like, we've been freaking busy, man. We have been busy, but I'm like, wow, we've been like really busy.
Do you have any goals for quarter 4 now until New Year's Eve?
I have a certain number that is my goal for my Activate Your Magic launch.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
And a consistency in my monthly income, that's like a new level for me because I reached it in a new level in September, so I want to make that happen in October, November, December.
Beautiful.
And really focusing energy on the podcast. Like, I mean, I'm going to be focusing a lot of energy on my launch of Activate Your Magic and then like with those people that are a part of that course, but this just feels like the place to be.
Yeah.
I think we both feel the same way, where it's like we both have our own things that we work on and do, and we do readings and courses, but I just want to do more traveling, more events, more like getting to meet people in real life, because I don't know, it's just the best working with you.
It's the best working with you.
We're just so in love with each other.
I know. We were saying.
I think about Juliet all the time.
I think about you all the time. Sometimes I think I have 2 partners.
This is funny because I have my little my planner, you know, there's this little section in it that says gratitude, so I write things every day, which I've definitely told you before, but so, you know, I'll write a mix of things that I already have and things that I'm manifesting. Something I'm manifesting is a new car.
Done.
But that's in there. But I you know, I'll say like my family and friends, but then I have a more specific one and it says, I am so grateful for Craig and my cats and Juliet. That's all. You get a specific family shout out.
Oh, I do the same thing for you. I really do.
Like none of my other friends get named. It's just Craig and my cats and Juliet.
That's so funny. I should bring in my little journal where I'll be like, thank you for this, thank you for this, thank you for friends and family, thank you for Sadie Olsen, thank you for I get it. You have your own line. Anytime I'm out at Target or TJ Maxx or anywhere, I told Sadie this, I start filling the cart up with things I want to gift you. And then I have to be like, Juliet, you can't buy Sadie 5 things every time you leave the house. So I put back the dish towels with a black cat on them, and I put back the thing. And I'm like, oh, but she would love this so much.
I know.
So instead, I hold up like things that match, and I'm like, you want this, right? You want to match?
Right. No. Now when I go clothes shopping, I'm like, does it come in like a complimentary color for goddess things? And if it doesn't, I'm like, I don't really want it. Like my thought process when shopping now is like, is there a color that is it like a purple? If I have purple, and there needs to be like a pink or blue, or there's got to be one of those, two of those three colors, so we can have a complimentary outfit. Otherwise, I don't want it.
Yeah.
We're just molding into one person.
It's the twin sister I always wanted.
I did want a twin growing up.
Me
Twins
too.
were so trendy when we were young.
I was gonna say, is that something special about us?
There
or
was
was
the
it
Parent
just
Trap and
Mary
then the
Kate and
Olsen
Ashley?
twins. Yeah.
And you are my Olsen twin.
I am your Olsen
Whoa!
twin. We are the Olsen twins.
Oh my
Would you like to
gosh.
take my last name? You can be Piper hyphenated
Juliet Piper Olsen. I'll take it.
We'll rebrand. Instead of
Oh my
Goddess
God.
Hangs, we'll be the Olsen Twin podcast.
Oh my God. I marry Victor, and he's like, did you get your last name changed? And
You're
I'll say
like,
yes.
yes.
And it's Piper Olsen. It's not Salazar.
We need to make a fake mock-up of our podcast cover, but it says the Olsen twins.
Oh my God. And we have to have like a little back-to-back. Oh wait, I have the picture. I know exactly what we're gonna do. Sadie Olsen and Juliet Piper Olsen. Which, by the way, that sounds like a star from the 90s, because it was like
Yes.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Juliet Piper Olsen. Why is that so good? Should that be my acting name when I
think
like
it should
apply to
be.
roles that I've never done ever in my life?
Yes.
I always have this vision that when I'm an older lady, I'll get into acting.
Yeah,
And I'll get all the
always-
grandma roles.
Well, I growing up, I always thought I was going to be on TV, but I never felt a draw to like take acting classes or anything. And then when
because we're gonna get our reality show.
and then when the idea came for a reality show, I was like, oh, that's how I'm going to be on TV.
I did have a vision of us on a red carpet last night.
Oh.
I don't know for what, but we looked very cute, and we had like fun little like mystical ball gown type dresses on.
I can't
and they
wait.
were coordinated naturally.
Of course.
So it came through clear as day.
I feel like if it's our premiere of something, instead of a red carpet, we're going to have like a carpet that's like shimmery, holographic.
An iridescent
like this.
carpet.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I feel like that'd be cool.
Love that.
Manifesting.
Ooh.
Add it to the list.
Oh, I just
next
got some little chills. Yeah. Next quarter. Okay, next quarter, I want some meetings about our TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if any of you listeners are like, that's so crazy. I work at Netflix. Like,
Yep. Hit us up.
let's talk.
Or you know somebody.
Don't just sit there and go, well, best of luck to you girls. You can reach out. I want to book a college and do a fun lecture or hangout or workshop with college students. So again, if you're a college student and you're listening, or you work at a college, let's connect.
Yes, please.
And we're going to release our Oracle deck. That's
Yep.
in the thing. And I feel like there was something else.
Well, we're launching the Patreon.
And I just want the Patreon to be like such a glowing light in everybody's life. Like, I know for us, it's going to be huge, even if like 2 people join for the first week. It's going to be so exciting.
Well, and that's the beauty of like getting in on it now, because we are like a little tight knit community right now. Like we've grown a lot, but it's still like an intimate community.
Totally.
So, like we're growing at a very fast pace, which is like pretty crazy and pretty exciting.
Yeah.
But we're still at this point where like you got to get in now, because it's gonna be such like an intimate little fun. I'm so excited.
So I think just building stronger relationships with you guys. I feel like we've sort of put so much energy and effort into like getting all of our structures set up. Like, here are the pages, and here's how we're going to produce the podcast, and here's where we're going to be, like, here's the website, and here's the this. And now I feel like we get to really focus on hanging out with you. And that is sort of the whole reason this all began, was because we wanted to create a community that is excited about their spiritual growth, but is also like super excited to have a good time.
And laugh and have fun
and you know,
and grow
grow wings, Spread your wings. Yes. Here we go.
And fly away with us.
Flying. If you're listening, you have to check out the YouTube because the wings are just...
We'll just get a compilation of us.
Yeah. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
Think about it every night and day.
Give it to them, Sadie.
Spread my wings and fly away. Hey, hey,
Oh.
I believe I can soar.
Wow.
Something through that open door. That's all I got. Sorry
American
if I
Idol.
screamed in everyone's...
Hello?
Hello?
Oh,
I have
hello?
one song.
You're going to Hollywood.
I just pulled out my computer, so do you know what that means? What time it is?
Psychic Babes Hotline. Or it could have been the other one, but I think
Well, I figured whatever one you picked we would do first. Okay, so how much time do we have left? We have about 30 minutes to do both of these. Am I looking at the time right?
it says 56 minutes, but we go live at 5 o'clock.
Oh, what time is it?
It's...
Oh,
So we have about 10 minutes to do these.
okay, we're gonna go quick. Okay, first one, Psychic Babes Hotline. Alice, thank you for submitting.
Hi,
Alice says, I moved across the country to Denver a few months before the pandemic started. I moved to Boulder this summer after taking a new job and live alone for the first time. I have a few groups of friends and my coworkers are very social, but I'm still lonely. I'm craving that closeness you get from a best friend or a partner. How do you make deep connections in your late 20s? I love this question because I moved across the country in my late 20s. I moved to Santa Barbara when I was turning 25, and then I moved to LA when I was like 27 or something. So I get it, and it's something that I'm still working on. I met amazing Juliet at my job, but we didn't get to like get super close until we left the job. So I understand what you mean of like having social coworkers, but you don't really get that best friend relationship. My suggestion would be to not be afraid to go out and do things by yourself that you really, really, really enjoy. For me, when I first moved to LA, I would go to comedy shows by myself, all alone, because that's what I wanted to do. I love stand-up comedy. And I ended up meeting Craig there, who now we've been dating for like 2.5 years, and we live together, and we have a beautiful life. So that was just me being like, what do I like to do? I don't have anyone to do this with. I'm going to do it anyways. So what is something like that? Like, do you love art museums? Do you love hiking? Do you love, well, be careful hiking by yourself, but you know what I mean? Like, what's stuff that you really speaks to you and what you just makes you laugh, have fun, feel like you, and you don't have to have someone to do that with. You'll be surprised that may not be the first time you do it alone or the second time or the third or fourth or fifth, but you will come across people that are like your kind of people that have the energy that matches yours because you're doing something that you really love and enjoy. What's your suggestion?
So I love that. And I always thought that was so cool about Sadie, that she would leave work and be like, oh, I'm just going to go to a show by myself. I was like, what?
Music shows, you could go to by yourself, any type of thing.
I think is there like a Bumble?
That's what I was going to say. Bumble BFF.
You know, you can swipe for some other people who are looking for what you're looking for in a friendship. There's also a lot of Facebook groups.
Oh yeah, meetup.com I think is a thing. Meetup something.
Or like, you know, so I'm sure there's something like, you know, hiking group in Denver, or there's all sorts of groups. And then if you want to do something on like a witchy energetic level, I would just start getting so excited and so grateful that like you've made some awesome friends and you're so supported. And then that's going to be buzzing around you, and the people you meet will be like, oh, I want to be her friend. Yeah,
you could do a spell. Write down your intention of like who you want to call in for friends or for a partner. Like, what are their values? What is their sense of humor like? What are their interests? You could even write down like what they look like, what they sound like, how they how they talk to you, common interests. Like, get really specific. And it's not about like boxing yourself in, but it's telling the universe what you want to attract. And then follow through with not being afraid to like go out there and go on the meetup website and go do something by yourself to meet up with new people or whatever the follow-up is. But like we were just talking about all episode, set your intention, get clear on what you want, and then listen to your intuition and take action. Follow your heart where that leads you, where you're like, Bumble BFF doesn't really speak to me, but I remember saying that's a coworker saying they did this thing and they met fun people that way, so maybe I'll try going down that avenue. Like you'll be surprised how your eyes just get clear as to like, oh, that's where I should go to meet friends.
And keep the belief that there are amazing people in your city. Don't do the thing that sometimes we do where it's like, there's just no good men in my city.
Oh yeah, people are always like, oh, dating in LA is so hard. And I'm like, I don't know, I found a boyfriend within 3 weeks of moving here. I didn't even want one yet. I was like, it was too easy to find a boyfriend here.
So keep the belief high and just know that it might take a little trial and error, but when you click with somebody at any age that you really click with, it's so easy.
Yes.
So it's super possible. And good luck, and let us know how it goes.
Yes.
And also, you can hop into our free Facebook group. If you get on our mailing list, it's a free Facebook group. You can meet a handful of awesome goddesses, or if you want to be closer to us, we have that Patreon option coming in too.
Hey, if anyone else here, you live in Boulder now, hey, Boulder people, comment on this thing. If you're another Boulder listener, maybe you guys can connect. That'd be cool.
Love that idea.
Okay, we have to do the world's quickest spooky story time.
Spooky time.
All right, so let's see. Am I on the right one?
The world's quickest spooky time.
We've got a live to get to, but this one's a really good one, and it's October, so we have to do one. Okay. So
I'm ready.
Brooklyn submitted a spooky story about
cool name,
her haunted house.
Ooh.
Okay. I've been anxiously looking forward to saging our new home that was built in 1820 that we've been remodeling.
Haunted.
I had my friend who practices Reiki come over to help me with it. The night before they were going to sage the house, the night before I woke up remembering my vivid dream of us saging the house, going room by room. So this is the dream now, okay? So she dreamt of saging the house, going room by room. In my dream, we started in the old basement where I recall seeing shadows out of the corner of my eye. My friend kept saying, there she is, she's right there. I remember feeling frightened about seeing a ghost or a spirit, but I kept telling myself, you have to look, you have to look. As I kept trying to look at her, the spirit, she gradually went from being a shadow form to a black figure, then finally to a colorful person who I could see had brown hair and a low bun and a sad face. She kept skirting away from us, not wanting to leave, and I remember us following her around the basement. We kept telling her it was time to go and that she had to move on.
So this was the dream.
So yeah, and the dream continues. Oh. So this is still the dream. We later were upstairs in the dream in an old kid's room where I saw a little boy looking straight up at me. He was wearing an old light gray collared shirt and had blonde hair and blue eyes, and he looked to be about 7. I knew there were 2 more kids in the house that were younger than him, but I didn't get to see them. So this was like an intuitive knowing in the dream that there were more kids in the house.
Okay.
Fast forward to the next day, real life, no longer dreaming. And we're about halfway through saging the house and we're up in the old kids' room. My friend tells me that there's a boy there that had died, and I told her I had dreamt about a boy last night. My friend confirmed the physical description that I gave her, and that's where I felt prompted to tell her about the lady I saw in the basement. I'm getting chills. As I begin to start telling her this, she goes, whoa, and stops dead in her tracks looking at the corner of the room. I start to tell her I dreamt about a lady who didn't want to leave. My friend, so this friend knows the story of this house, the history. My friend then tells me that the little boy and his mom were both there with us. The woman had had many miscarriages in that home and lost a young son around the age of 7.
Oh!
She didn't want to leave the house because she felt connected to him here. I've been told many times to pay attention to my dreams, and that's how spirit connects with me. I feel like this was one of them. A few times since then, I think I've seen a boy playing in my yard from the corner of my eye.
Oh my God.
I'll look over thinking it's my daughter running by, but then nothing is there. Haunted house! Ooh, I get the sense that these spirits, you know, are very peaceful, and it's interesting because you physically saw, or you know, more or less physically saw the 7-year-old, and then you could sense the other children that were younger but didn't see them. And the fact that this woman had many miscarriages, so they weren't, you know, like brought into the world the way like the 7-year-old boy was, so there wasn't like a manifestation of how they looked. I think that's so interesting.
That is so interesting.
Well, I hope this woman's spirit finds peace, and her 7-year-old spirit boy and her other spirit babies can move on.
I know. I've had many experiences in people's homes that were built like before 1910, and you like the types of houses that have 2 sets of staircases.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You just feel stuff, and it's not always bad, but it's just something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, this was such a good spooky story. Thank you for sharing with us. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Brooklyn.
I'm curious to see it because you remodeled it. It's probably like a stunning historic home.
Yeah, send us pictures of your home.
Brooklyn, give us the tour. Maybe we'll see a ghost on camera.
Invite us, fly us to your house, and
we'll hold a seance.
We'll take care of it.
Oh my gosh. Well, with that, thank you all for hanging out with us for another episode of Goddess Hangs. We're so grateful for all of you. Follow us on Instagram at Goddess Hangs. I am Sadie Olson.
I'm at Juliet.Piper.
There's still ways that you can get free gifts from us if you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, even if that's not your listening place of choice. Go to Apple Podcasts, leave a review before you click submit. Take a screenshot, then click submit. Email us at goddesshangs@gmail.com, and we will send you our goddess meditation that Juliet and I created ourselves just for you. It's super powerful. I use it. I love it. And we've gotten really good feedback. And then you can join our mailing list, which is also in the show notes. So join our mailing list. We email you once a week every Monday. You get a goddess energy reading. You get a Goddess Hangs challenge. And when you first sign up, you get our famous money spell sent to you to work some magic. We can't wait to hang out with you and some more, hang out with you on our Patreon. We can't wait to be the closest best friends there ever was in the whole wide world. So make sure you hit that Patreon link below and sign up, and we can't wait to hang out with you all more.
Yay.